Hello, all. Welcome to Mindocular YouTube channel. I'm Mahalakshmi Samson. I'm a transformational life coaching strategist and a counseling psychologist. It's been quite some time since I posted my videos here. In this episode 14, I'm going to talk about effective handling of our emotional triggers in our key relationships. Once my friend, who was working in a big corporate, walked into her office on a Monday without completing a specific task that was assigned to her, and again it was very important one. When her boss saw her coming in, he walked up to her desk and started talking to her very aggressively. What started as a simple conversation very soon became a verbal argument. In the middle of the argument, the boss called her useless. The moment he uttered that word, you know what my friend did? She got up from her seat, and what happened after that was a complete emotional outburst on her boss in front of so many people. In a professional front, we used to have lot of triggers. We face lot of triggers every day, day in and day out in our career. But here, in this situation, this behavior is more than what it was asked for. Every action has got equal and opposite reaction, isn't it? My friend was terminated immediately from that organization. She was very young, she was brilliant, she had amazing academic accomplishments, and she had a very long career, right? If she would have actually chosen to play her cards well, right, she would have even become a director in that organization in the years to come. But because since she failed to handle her emotions, she exploded that day, and that exploded her career. At the same time, it is a job, right? And she made a mistake. But after some time, definitely she can come back and choose a new career or choose a new job. If not to that extent, at least she would get something that would help her to sustain in her professional life. Many times we choose to explode like this with people in our key relationships. It is important for us to understand the pain that we give to the people in our key relationships. And also, we need to think whether it is worth it. I have known people who have been stuck to that moment and found it very difficult to pass across that. Sometimes it may take many years, many decades, and some of them don't even pass across those moments. Well, such behaviors, when they get to face it continuously, right, over a period of time, they also get emotionally depressed, right, and they find it very difficult to go ahead comfortably with their life. So, what we can do is we can help them not to get emotionally triggered by handling our own emotional triggers, by handling our own emotional triggers. How can we do that? Actually, why does this emotional outburst happen? If you observe, it happened because she was having an unprocessed anger for a very long time inside her. In her personal side, she was having a lot of difficulty in her married life, and she was completely feeling powerless and helpless. She had bottled up her anger for a very long time, as I told you. Her husband used to bully her, call her by names, and one of that was useless. Not just useless, useless idiot. The moment the boss said, he pulled the trigger of that anger. She had stored it for a very long time. And what happened, as you know, it is the emotional outburst, emotional explosion. It stays inside us like an atom bomb waiting to be triggered. So, if we have to help our people not to get emotionally triggered, it is very important for us to handle our emotional triggers, which means handle the unprocessed anger that we have in us. So, how we can do this? There are 5 steps that you can learn and follow so that you can handle your triggers comfortably. The first one is we need to realize that all of us, we human beings, we have at least an amount of anger or anxiety, right, which is unprocessed in us. It also could be a trauma memory, right? The second one is every trigger doesn't start at an explosion level, but it starts as an irritation. And every irritation, when it gets started, It has got a physical sensation in our body. So we need to identify, understand, and acknowledge it so that we can handle it efficiently. The third one, if you look at it, when you get irritated, there is a story that will come up in your mind. Choose to hear that story. This story will have two parts. The first part is the observation, and the second part is the meaning that you will give to that observation. In this case, the observation is, she's reporting to me and I have given her some important work. She did not do it and she's walking into the office. This is the observation and this is the truth, right? And the second part comes when he chooses to give a meaning to this observation. Actually, we can, see the boss walking in and starts talking to her aggressively, which means he has given a meaning which has, triggered the anger in him, right? And the meaning could be she's useless, she's irresponsible, she's lazy, and she's not obedient, she doesn't listen to me, she doesn't respect me, right? So these are all the meanings that he would have given to that observation. So what you have to do to handle your emotional triggers well is hold on, stop with your observation, and what comes after that as the meaning of it, right? Choose to have it only as one of the probabilities or one of the possibilities. And why you need to do it is that, right, if you're going to believe the meaning that comes immediately after the story, right, it is an assumption. It's nothing but an assumption. And if you're going to assume what you think is right, you're inviting problems into your life. You're opening the doors to a lot of problems in your life. When we choose to believe our assumptions, we misunderstand people and we take things personally and create a whole drama that would happen after that. And here, right, that is when he actually triggered my friend, right? So you could be that boss, you could be a mother of an aggressive teenager, you could be a loving wife of an aggressive husband, right? It is very important for you to know and stop at the observation and not choose to believe that would come out after that. Consider that as only one of the options, which means next comes the fourth step where you need to think of new options, new meaning that you can give to this story, this observation. So here, the boss may choose to think that, possibly she had some personal issue, possibly she was not well, possibly she tried to reach me, but she was not able to reach me. She had some issues in finishing the task and she called me for clarification, but I was not available. All such new things he can give. But it is very important to give this new meaning, choice of new meaning to the observation, which is the truth. Why it is important is when you choose to give new meaning, what will happen is you're actually shifting your mind focus from negativity to positivity. When you shift your mind from negativity to positivity, you actually get into a space that is where the fifth step comes, where you can ask your loved one, right? What happened? Why did you do that? And this question should be asked from a place of love, trust, and empathy. And you will be able to ask it from there only if you choose to shift your mind from negativity to positivity. If you don't choose to give the new meaning, if you don't choose to shift your mind, shift the focus of your mind from negativity to positivity, still this question will come. But this question will come from a place of hate, anger, and disappointment. Right? That means whatever they say after that, you will not be able to listen to it. Only when you ask this question, right, from love and empathy, right, and trust, they will be able to share their story. And you have to give that space to hear their story. And surprisingly, believe me, when you hear that story, many times it could be one of the new choices, new meanings that you have chosen to give to the observation, the truth of what happened. By doing so, you're saving a lot of energy. You will have so much of love to give to your people. And this communication is very important. It's always better to ask questions instead of assuming things. When you assume things, it is the starting point of our suffering. When you ask questions, you are very clear what you want and what the other person wants, so that your relationship with not only that person, that spouse, that child, or that particular friend, or your relationship becomes better with everyone in your environment. But what is important is that you should choose not to assume, but choose to give the best to your loved ones. Yeah. All right. So the 5 steps that you need to follow is that first, recognize that all of us, we will have some amount of anger, anxiety, or a trauma memory. Second one is that every trigger will start with irritation, and that will have a physical sensation in our body. Third is, hear the story that comes up, but stop with the observation and consider what comes after that, the assumption, as one of the possibilities. Fourth is, give new meaning, give new possibilities of why that observation, why the truth happened, right? So that you can give space for your loved ones to tell you their side of the story. Fifth one is, ask them what is their story from a place of love, trust, and empathy. When you hear it, you'll be surprised that it could be one of the new meanings that you have given. And this will take you a long way in your relationship, and this is key to excellence in your relationships. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and you have also learned a lot. If you want to watch such videos immediately after it gets uploaded, please hit the subscribe button as well, right? Turn on the notifications so that you get it immediately after I upload it. Okay, thank you very much. So give your best to bring the incredible you to the outside world. Bye.